everybody, Ben Atkins here, and welcome to the local newsletter method. I'm extremely excited today because this is sort of the dream for local. Okay, if you've ever done this before, you know this. But if you've never done this, you haven't really done this. This is something that is recurring revenue for local. This is a way that it's so easy to go out and sell this. It's so needed. It makes money for whoever you set this up for, and it's not a lot of cost to them, but for you, it's so scalable that the results stack really fast into a nice, healthy, recurring income every single month. So what we're going to do is this is going to be a pretty short webinar, which is nice. It's super easy to explain the 10,000 foot view of this, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to dive in, we're going to get started. So first things first, let's talk about what we're going to actually be covering together in the next little bit. All right, so part one is I'm going to show you this one newsletter per month model. Really, the whole ballgame is for your clients or your multiple clients, you're going to be writing one newsletter per month. And the nice thing is if you really do this the right way, you don't even have to write that one newsletter per month. But this is going to turn into something that's very powerful both for you and for your client. Part two, we're going to talk about the psychology of a well-written newsletter, why this works for your local clients and why it drives people through the door. After that, how to make 2K per month writing 12 newsletters per year. That's not 12 newsletters per client. That's not 12 newsletters per month. That is literally, you write 12 of these per year, and how do you get to 2K per month? It's not that hard. It's pretty easy. It's simple math, and you start doing this starting next week, and you will start stacking the clients that are going to be paying you to do this. And let me tell you, what we're doing is very, very valuable to them. After that, part four, the simple path to newsletter clients, how to get the newsletter clients, basically how I get them, and how to do upsells so you can sell your higher ticket stuff. If you're excited and ready to go, do me a favor and type the number 1 in the box right now so I know that you're pumped and we can get started, and that just gives me the go signal. Perfect. Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's dive in. You typed in the number 1, so let's start right now with part 1, the one newsletter per month model. Okay, the one newsletter per month model. Okay, so what we're doing here is something that's pretty powerful. Okay, so what this is pretty simple. Okay, it's pretty simple. What we're doing, and don't laugh, okay, because some of you are going to be like, really, Atkins, this is all we're doing. And if you think because this is so simple that you're going to ignore it, then go ahead. The rest of us will go out and make money with this, okay? So what we're going to do is a local business is going to basically compile all their email addresses for us in an autoresponder. How many of you know of a few local businesses that you visited this week that keep email addresses of their customers? Say, just give me a yes in the box. If you went out to one local business this week that has a database of emails, but they're probably not using them. How many of you, for the ones you went to, they're not using it? How many of you went out, they've got this database, you know they're collecting it, but you're pretty sure they're not using it. And even if they are using it, they're probably not using it that effectively. There's probably a few of you sitting here though, and let me ask you this, because this is really the most important question. How many of you have actually seen someone use this local business? They use a autoresponder, most likely, they have email addresses, and they're actually using them to grow their business. When it's done, it's pretty powerful, isn't it? It's pretty powerful. And let me tell you guys, I have not found a way to communicate with our customers or our clients to communicate with their customers that is cheaper than this, okay? So here's how it works. A local business compiles all of their customers' email addresses into an autoresponder. One time a month, they write a simple email newsletter that's on a topic that's related to their business, but it's not super pitchy. And it's content that's valuable to their folks. Because if they send out content that's actually valuable to their folks, what happens? What happens if they don't, like, if you're always just sending pitches, that's one thing. But if you're sending pitches that are also contained inside of valuable content, what happens? Well, something very interesting happens. People actually continue to open your email. How many of you on this call right now have continued to open my emails for maybe 5 years? How many of you have been on our customer list for 5 years? I know there's a lot of you here that have, right? And that's what I'm saying. The idea here is we're just going in and we're writing content that is very, very interesting to the folks that they're sending it out to. So not just straight pitches, not just, oh, we got a deal this week. They're sending out valuable content. Now, here's the thing. They also mix in a call to action to come in or call, right? So here's the thing. Inside of this, not only do they have good content, but they're going to give a call to action. Now, this isn't like, hey, we're doing a deal. So please get away from this. They're not sending out necessarily a deal in this newsletter because they don't have to. Does everybody understand that? Give me a yes if you understand that. You don't have to send out like a deal, right? What they are doing is they're sending out a newsletter with good content and a simple call to action at the end. Hey, come see us. Come see us. If you haven't been in a while, come see us, okay? And then they click send. Now, here's the trick, and this is where you can pretty much double your results. And this is just a tip. Make sure you guys are doing this with your local clients if you're doing any email marketing. When you click send, a few days after you click send, here's what you need to do. You need to go back and send the exact same newsletter to the people that didn't open the first time. Can everybody do that? This is literally a feature that's built into every single autoresponder that I've ever seen. But a few days later, you send this message out, this newsletter that you sent, you send it out to folks that didn't open. And this is extremely powerful. Same subject line, same everything, okay? You don't have to do a lot of work. I don't change the subject line just because that takes work. All right? And we'll get into questions. I know you guys got a lot of questions in a bit, and I've got a lot to keep covering. So make sure that I keep those questions handy, okay? Like, keep asking me those questions. I want to see them because it sort of helps me with what you guys are looking for here. But keep them handy. If I don't answer your question right away, just write it down and we'll come back to it at the end, I promise. Okay, so that's it. Let me ask you guys, as a local business, is that hard? Is that hard to do that? You may say no to us because we do this kind of stuff, but it kind of is. It kind of is, because what's the hard part about this? What's the hard part about this? What's the really hard part? Well, number one, setting it up in the first place, right? Number two, actually creating good content. Because why is it hard for maybe a local business owner to create a really good piece of content? Well, number one, they're not trained like us, okay? But number two, do you know how hard it is to go from doing what they do day in and day out to run that business to switching their brain over to writing? It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. So all that said, that's what it is. Here's what the results are. The phone starts ringing and people start coming in pretty much right away, okay? And if you guys have never experienced this, and Jess is telling me I know this too well. So Jess sees it. But like when I was in my chiropractic office, for those of you that don't know me, about 5 years ago, I was full-time chiropractor. 5-6 years ago, that's what I was doing. I was hitting it hard. I was a full-time chiropractor. And this is what happened. We would send this email out, and almost right away, we started having the phone ringing with people booking appointments to come back in. Seriously. Now, here's the thing. On average, the hour it takes these businesses to write the newsletter results in a few hundred to a few $1,000s in additional revenue. How many of you believe me? How many of you have seen this before? How many of you have seen this before? Yeah, that's the thing. Guys, who are we sending these newsletters out to normally? Who are we sending these newsletters out to normally in email? What do you think? We're sending these newsletters out to people that already like us, right? People that already like us. And we'll go through the psychology of that in just a second, but you gotta know these are people that we've already won over. We just gotta remind them. Now here's the pure stinking tragedy of this entire thing. The pure stinking tragedy is, I gotta be really honest with you guys. This model, as easy as it is, sending a newsletter once a month out to people that already have been patients or prospects, or they already know us. Here's the problem with this. Does any of you guys know, can you guys guess what that is? Here it is. As effective as that model is, most businesses don't do it. Most businesses don't do it. Why? Why do most businesses don't, why do they not do this? Why do they not send out an email to people that have said, yes, here's my email address, send me something? Why do most not do it? Here's the answer. They don't know how to write them the right way. And they've got way too many other balls in the air of just running that stinking business to learn how to write these the right way and to actually put it into action. Can you guys get on board with that? Listen, when I was running the chiropractic office, there was just too much flying at me every day. There was too many decisions to be made, and there was tons of stuff that I knew that I needed to do, but I just didn't do it. Let me ask you guys the question. Do you think that even though I knew how to do this stuff myself, if you'd have walked in and said, we'll write really good newsletters for you once a month for $100 a month, that I would have hired you to do it, even though I knew how to do all this? What do you think? What do you think? You write good content for me. You say it's $100 a month to write my newsletter. Guess what? You were hired. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you guys is even if you come across somebody who knows how to do this, they absolutely will hire you to do it. Now, the key is writing them the right way. And we'll get to that in a bit. But does this make sense so far? Does this make sense so far to everybody? Yeah? The thing that I love about this is this model is so effective for our clients. There's so many things out there that take so long to work. This works almost immediately, and we're going to talk about that right now. What is the psychology of this? Why does this work so well? Why is this newsletter, this one time a month newsletter that we're sending out, why does this work so well? Okay, and if you don't already know, let's cover it real quick. So how does a simple email work to do this? Well, first you got to understand, we're marketing to people that love the business, okay? We're marketing to people that love the business. Now we're sending this one time a month. They already trust us. And here's the problem. We talk about how our business owners have a lot of balls in the air, but what about our patients or our restaurant visitors? What is it about them that maybe gets them to where they don't come in to see us enough? You know, they're our customers. You know, we're the business owner. Put yourself in the business owner's spot for just a second. Why did our customers not come in? Well, our customers have a lot of balls in the air with their life too, don't they? So sometimes they just forget that we exist. We're not top of mind. You guys realize that. When you're running a business, you're not top of mind for your peeps. Does that make sense? Yeah. So listen, local businesses need as many possible ways to remind their customers that they are still there, that they exist, and that they are still as valuable as the first time they came in. Please get that down, guys, because that line is so important. Businesses need as many ways as possible to remind those folks that already love them that they exist still and that they are as valuable now as when they first came in. Does that make sense to everybody? Type the number 2 in if that makes sense. Now, I know it seems like maybe a simple thing to say out loud, but the psychology of that, when you really understand the dynamic of the relationship between a local business and their customers, that's so important to realize. So here's the ball game. This is how it works. This is what a good email newsletter does, okay? So it's about 6 key things, okay? 6 key things. The subject line connects with them and gets open. So what do you think? Do you think that if we keep sending out sales, 50% off sale, 50% off sale, is that going to keep getting people to open our email? Even if there's a month gap? No, it's not. The idea is you have to send out something that is interesting to the audience. It can't be, hey, we're trying to pitch you or get you in the door. You got to send out content that's just interesting. And you know what? Sometimes interesting has nothing to do with your business. Sometimes, most of the time, it has to do with what's going on in your customer's life, and that's key. Now, here's the key thing. If you do this right, you come off as the expert on something, even though you never talked about your business. Can you guys agree with that? How many of you guys have ever gotten an email from someone and you're like, I'm going to see them, but good Lord, they just taught me something. Even if I didn't, they just taught me something, and that's powerful, okay? So the subject line has to connect. If you can't write a subject line that connects, they won't open the email in the first place, then it doesn't matter. But let me ask you a question. Do you think in my chiropractic office that sending out a newsletter, I'm just getting back to my example of when I was doing in a small business. Do you think in my chiropractic office, I sent out emails that didn't get open that still got people to call my office? They never even opened up the email, but they still saw my name in their inbox, and it still caused them to call. How many of you just had a holy crap light bulb moment with that? Because I guarantee it. I could track it. You know, we'd have people call, and I'd look, and I'm like, they didn't open up the email, because I would look at this stuff. And you're just like, really? We did all that work to write that newsletter, and they didn't even open the thing, but we still got them to call the office? It absolutely works. But I like getting my emails open if I put the effort in, because it further puts me in their mind as an expert at something. So a good email newsletter gets the open. Even though it doesn't have to get your business calls, it gets the open. Now, here's the thing. The content inside is something the audience actually wants to know. How many of you get emails from people and it's the same song and dance all the time? It's a new deal, it's a new product, whatever, and it just bores you. It's not that you dislike this person, they just bore you to tears. The key here is when you send out these newsletters, you have to be interesting, okay? So that's a key here, okay? It has to be content that's interesting. Now, here's the thing. The newsletter, because it's interesting, will rekindle the feeling that the person had when they did business with you before. So they walked out of this local business before. They had a good feeling about the business. They got value out of it. This whole ball game here is just to remind them of how they felt the last time they did business with you. Okay? And that's extremely important. Finally, it reminds them how to do business with you again. It says call here. It says come in tomorrow. Does this make sense? Does this make sense so far? These are things that every time we write a newsletter for a local client, I make sure that are in my head. Maybe it should seem like a no-brainer to me, but I always have this checklist. Okay? Now here it is. It does all of the above things without looking like it's trying too hard. How many of you have ever opened up a newsletter from somebody and you could tell they were trying a little too hard? Right? So that's the key. Now here's the other thing. It does all of the above in about 300 to 500 words. Keep it manageable. Make it something they can read pretty quickly. So far, so good. Everybody understand what this is doing. This is not about shoving our business in somebody's face every week. It's about once a month reminding people that we still exist. And let me ask you guys something. How many of you have ever just gotten a phone call, gotten something in the mail, gotten something in your email that brought you back to a business and you ended up spending a lot of money with that business because of that? Right? Guys, the other day, I literally had a music store send out an email, and inside that email was a piece of content that I read that led almost immediately to a $230 sale online. I didn't even have to leave my house to spend money with them. Didn't even leave my house. But the fact that they just sent out this newsletter that was educating me on something, it led me back. And guess what? I spent a whole lot of money with them since then because it kind of got me in the habit of buying from them. Does this make sense though? It's not about shoving an offer down their throats. It's not even about making a time limited offer. That stuff works really well, you know, special sales, but that's not what this is. It's just giving them a reminder that you are still on the planet and you are still valuable. And let me tell you, I can't tell you how many times I would send out a newsletter and the phone would start ringing. They'd say, you know, it was so funny. I was just thinking of Dr. Ben the other day, and I was thinking I needed to get in, and then I got your email and it reminded me to call and make my appointment. I mean, every single month, every time, as soon as we hit send, a few minutes later, we start getting almost the exact same phone call from folks because that's how it works. We just reminded them, hey, you know, they were thinking about us in passing, but they didn't have time. Maybe they were laying in bed that night. That's what's so funny. They were laying in bed, they thought about us, but we weren't open. So they couldn't call and book their appointment. So we would send something out, and when we sent it out, it just reminded them that we were still there and hey, they should definitely call us. Okay, so how many of you want to get to how you make money with it? I've been really heavy in covering how this benefits the businesses that you're going to work with. And listen, the reason I think that's important is because I know all the people that follow us here at Fearless Social and Ad Lab. I know you guys are big on making sure you actually provide value for your clients. Would you guys agree? Like, you guys aren't here to just make money. You guys are here to make money by making an impact in the lives of your clients. That's what I'm so blessed with, is I have a group of people that follow us that they actually give a damn about the people that they serve. And they would not feel good about making money if they didn't serve them in a big way. So that's the thing. I think we understand how this is valuable to your clients, and they're not doing it. They don't have time to do it. But this is how easily you can make money with this. Okay, so $2K per month, writing 12 newsletters. Now let me ask you something. Are you guys gonna be charging $300+ a month to be writing content? Now you could, but how many of you think that gets hard to scale? Because you're probably having to give them a little more attention, right? That gets hard to scale. And let me ask you guys something. Is there bigger fish to fry than a newsletter service with what you guys are already out there doing? Do you have bigger fish to fry, bigger products to sell? So let me tell you guys, this service that we're providing is a numbers game, okay? And I'm gonna get into actually how we do it in a second. But we want more people to come on to this service so that we can pitch other things. And let's talk about that, okay? So here's how we make 2K per month. You gotta understand the market, okay? You gotta understand that a good business owner knows good content in a newsletter will help their business, and they don't take much convincing when it comes to email marketing content, okay? You don't have to really, they get it. A lot of them really understand this. But here's the thing, they don't wanna do it themselves if they can help it. And they also don't want to spend a lot of money on this getting someone to do it. Why is that? Why don't they, even though they know the value, why don't they want to spend a lot of money in the beginning? Now you have to understand this psychological process because it's weird. It's weird, but you have to understand how this works. It's not that they're cheap. Maybe they are, but it's not that they're cheap really. That's not the core issue here. Here's what it is. In the beginning, let me ask you a question. In the beginning, if they've never done this before, can they really understand the value? Even if they've built their email list, if they've never done this before, can they really understand that this is worth thousands of dollars a month to them? No. So let me ask you guys something. Do you really want to try to climb a hill and convince them of the value of this over what they want to spend? I don't. I have no I have no desire to make selling this hard on myself. So I like to go really low. Now, they don't want to spend a lot, but this is where I come in normally, okay? And where you can come in if you listen. This is how I do it, okay? I charge $99.95 per month. Now, are any of you going to get rich with $99.95 per month? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, those of you that said no. You'd be surprised. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, $99.95 per month. Why do you think I like this price so much? Why do you think I like $99.95 per month? Because if you provide value for a business and they can see the value right away, there is no business out there that won't try you for $99.95 per month. Would you guys agree? Would you guys agree? Super low barrier to entry. And here's what we do. We write their newsletter, we brand it, we send it out to their customer list one time per month. Right? Right? Now, here's the guarantee. Here's the guarantee I give them. I literally tell them this. You should see 5 to 10 times ROI on what they spend. So what you spend with us, you should see 5 to 10 times ROI. So you spend $100, you should make $500 to $1,000 every time we send this out. Okay? Now here's the thing. If you don't see 5 to 10 times the value of this, just cancel with us anytime you want to. Give us a couple months. If you don't see the value of this, now here's the thing. Here's the thing. How many people, because a few of you are asking this, how many people have to be on an email list for your clients for this to be valuable? Who had that question? Who had that question? How many people have to be on the email list that you sent out? Guys, I usually try to work with businesses that have been in business for 3 years or longer, meaning they've probably got an email list of 1,000 plus, but you don't have to have that many. You got a couple hundred people on an email list, they should get value. Because let me ask you something. Are the open rates for this going to be higher than the open rates for internet marketing? What do you think? Yeah. How many of you, when you get an email from a local business, you open it? Listen, they're so rare for me. I rarely get anything from a local business, so anytime I get it, I open it. So the thing is you got to understand the open rates are much higher. These are customers that already know, like, and trust them. So it doesn't have to be a big list. You got 200-300 people on an email list with the business you're working with, you're sitting pretty, okay? So that's what we do in the beginning. Now, let me keep going with this because this is important. Here's what I don't tell them. This is just for you guys. Are you guys ready? You guys cool with me telling you what I don't tell them? I've got all of the newsletters already written. I got all the newsletters already written, guys. Already written. So every single month, all of the newsletters, I've got them already written. And they're ready to go out within 2 days of them signing up with us. And here's the thing. Because I already have all 12 of them written, I'm able to get this up and going fast, and I'm ready to go. Now, do you think I put all 12 of those newsletters in the autoresponder we set up with them? Nope. Nope. They never know that they're written like that. But at the first of the month, every month, we'll go send this out for them. Now, here's the thing. When I sign a client up, I get it started for them, and I repeat the process until I hit 20 clients. Now, let me ask you something. Are you limited to 20 clients? And we control the content. So what I will do when I first go in is I will show them the kind of content that we send out. I'll show them a few newsletters that we've written before. We control the content. Are you limited to 20 clients? Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Because this is so important that you guys understand this. This is so important. With a service like this, is 20 clients hard to manage? How much time in your month would 20 clients take to do this service? It literally will take you a couple hours in a day. Why? Because you're using pretty much the same newsletter for all of your clients. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody understand that? You're using the same newsletter for all of your clients. Now, a few of you may be saying, Atkins, how is that okay? How many of you said that? How is that okay that we're doing the same newsletter for all the clients? You guys understand that most of these people that are sending out newsletters right now, that's what they do, and they're very aware that they're sharing content with other chiropractors from across the country, other dentists from across the country, other restaurants from across the country. How many of you have ever opened up a local news station in 2 different cities and realized that they're pretty much typically doing the same news? They pull it from a service. So the idea here is we're doing the same content for all of our clients. The day that it takes you for 20 to 50 clients is just you loading it up in their autoresponders and programming the email message. So why is this awesome? I don't know how many of you are like laughing over there and how simple this is, but it's huge value. Huge value. So even if it's, and this is what Scott just said, the customers aren't on 2 different dentist lists. So like Rick, question, Rick brought up an interesting point. 1 dentist per city. How many of you in the past have done something that we've limited you to 1 per city? Who's done something with us with Facebook ads or something? We said, don't go above 1 per city, right? Let me ask you something. Could you go to more than 1 per city with this model? Yeah, because those customers, it's you're typically good. So the idea here is I just need to understand that I got this across. How many of you realize that the pure scalability to what we're doing? I mean, that's my favorite part about providing the service is you write 12 newsletters, you pick 1 niche, you go get clients, you deliver a service. Guys, understand that most of these businesses are never going to miss the $100 a month anyway. But when they start seeing that it's actually driving people to their business, that's a key. Okay, so let's keep moving. How many of you are asking yourself this right now? How many of you are asking yourself this? Okay, cool, Ben. How do we get clients though? How do we get clients? How do we get clients? That's a key, right? That's a key. How do we actually go out there and get people to sign up with this? So you guys are going to love this because this is just fun. How many of you got the email a couple days back where I told my story about how I use this in my chiropractic office? How many of you got that email? Just give me a yes if you did. If you didn't, say no. Okay, so here's what I do. You guys are going to love this. This is how I get clients. And I laugh because it's such a great way to do this. So remember here, you're not pitching a $1,000 package. So the way that you sell this is so super simple. Let's cover this. And you guys can do this exact same thing. This is how we pitch this service, and this is how we do the upsells too. So I use 2 main sales paths, okay? Make sure you get this down. I have an advertorial that we send in the mail. An advertorial that we send in the mail or we hand it out directly when we go into a business. And I have a simple Facebook ad that leads to a digital advertorial. Now, can you guys see the subject line on your screen right now? Do you think that works just in the chiropractic niche? Understand, I don't care what type of business you're in, we can get newsletter clients by putting that in front of just about everybody, restaurants, all kinds. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. With this, what do you think I'm doing in this advertorial? With the print version, meaning it's just a couple pages, and the digital version, what do you think I'm doing in this advertorial? Let's put it out there. All I'm doing is I'm telling them about how my story that I told you guys in email, I'm telling them the story of how newsletters brought people through the door. Now let me ask you guys a question, because let's just put it all out on the table. Do you guys think that you could leverage my story to sell this? Not even having to have your own story, but do you think that you could leverage my story of how newsletters have worked for me? We'll get to that in a couple minutes, okay? We'll get to that in a couple minutes. Does everybody understand, though, right out of the gate, how we just tell the story about how someone is using newsletters in their business and it could help convince the prospect to sign up with us for $100? How many of you think it's hard to get them to take a chance on you for $100? It's not. It's just $100. Okay? And this did happen. So I'll get to how you can leverage my story in a minute, but does everybody understand the two ways that I really get in there and attack with information? And attack with information. Bill, you totally could. You totally could. So here's the thing, and let's just talk about this real quick. This small ticket service is worth it to them. It's not hard for them to jump on. It provides value. You can build a whole business off doing just this. But if you happen to have other things that you could do, here's what you do. Immediately after they sign up, I give them a special offer, my high ticket services. Do you think I'm trying to sell my high ticket services to someone that just signed up for me? Do you think I'm actually trying to sell them the first time when I put it in front of them? No. I just want them to be aware that it exists. After a few months of using our service, that's when I go in and pitch our higher ticket stuff to them and see if they're ready to go. How many of you think that's pretty low pressure, though, once they're already using you for the newsletter stuff? Super low pressure. So just understand, for me, guys, yes, this is a nice $99 per month, easy to scale. It stacks up pretty quick, but the key for me is setting them up so that I can pitch my other stuff and help them even more later, okay? So today I got to give you a 10,000-foot overview of how this service works. How many of you enjoyed it? How many of you enjoyed what we covered so far? Who loved it? Did you guys dig it? How was that for a good 40 minutes of time so far? I'm not done yet, but how many of you enjoyed that? Good. I love this service, guys, because it's something that worked for me as a local business owner, but I didn't always have time to do it. There were months that I missed it because I just didn't have time, and I would have paid to have this done because it resulted in a lot of good stuff. So I gave you the 10,000-foot overview. How many of you would like to get full access to my newsletter writing system and see everything and make this really stinking easy? I want you guys to put this into your business too. I don't want you to spend a lot of money on a system to learn how to do this, but I do want to teach you this, and I'd like to give you guys a really good deal on it. If you'd like to hear about what we're going to teach inside of this system, do me a favor and type the number 3 in the box right now so that I know I have your permission to start walking you through what we're going to give 100 of you a chance to come do with me over the next couple days. Awesome. Let's dive in. So guys, I'm extremely excited. We're going to open up 100 seats for this. It is an immersion course that is going to go really quick, but I think you guys are going to get a ton of value. I can teach you this really fast, but I think that what you're going to be able to do with this is absolutely amazing. You're going to be able to help a lot of businesses too. So let's dive in. I want to talk to you guys about my local business newsletter system. So this is what we've got inside. Immersion session number 1. Part of this first thing, we're going to do this all in one live session together, but part of this is I'm going to show you how to pick the right niche and clients to write newsletters for. Okay? So listen, you can write newsletters for just about every local business out there, but I think there's a few that are really easy to go after and sort of lend themselves to this even more. And it's easy to get people to come through the door. So I'm going to tell you the best niches to target, how to look for clients that are already set up for this. Even in one niche, there's a right client to go after. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. Let's get to the really good stuff. Number 2 is I'm going to give you my writing method and template. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how I sit down, get these things written, the template that we do to make sure we write the kinds of content that get people to come in the door for your clients. Okay. Now, doing this the way that I'm about to show you guys is going to make sure they continue to work with you. Does that make sense? Type yes in the box if that makes sense. I'm going to show you how to write these things, okay? And that's so important that you understand this. Even if you get this outsourced and have somebody else write it, you have to understand how to do this, okay? So I'm going to go through that. Now, part 3 of this, I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up in the autoresponder, exactly how to work with your clients to put this in the autoresponder, and the technique behind how we do this. It's super simple, but I want to make sure you guys know exactly how to do this. Okay, here's the other thing, part 4. I'm going to give you the exact print advertorial that's got my story so that you can go in and use it. You alter a few details on this, the call to action and the author, which is you, and a few things like this, and you're going to be able to use this print advertorial. All you got to do is change a few details, print it out, and now you've got something to take inside of businesses or to send them in the mail that will help you sell this service. I've already written this for you. All you have to do is change a few details and go use it. And let me tell you guys a secret. You ready for the secret? Who's ready for the secret? Give me a yes if you're ready. This thing is a killer because it teaches at the same time as it sells, okay? So you're gonna love it. Now, the next thing is we've got a print version that you can walk into a business or you can send in the mail to a business. I'm also gonna give you an online version of this thing so that you can also run ads. I'll give you the Facebook ad, I'll give you the advertorial, you change a few details, and this thing works like a charm. Let me ask you guys, how many of you guys are excited so far? Just take a break before I get on to the next thing. How many of you guys are excited so far? Awesome. Awesome. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Finally, this last section that we're going to go through is this. I'm going to talk about how you upsell your main service, but also, just because I think you guys need to say it, how do you actually take money for this? Do I charge 12 months up front? Do I charge 1 month at a time? How does all of this work so that we actually do this? So I'm going to teach you guys. And listen, if you're paying attention to my slide right now, it says upset. That's autocorrect from upsell, not upsell your clients, upsell your clients into higher ticket services. Gotta love when autocorrect does that to your stuff. So we're gonna go through not only how you go in and you do all of this setup, but I'm gonna teach you guys how to take payments, how to make sure they pay you and they keep paying you, but also if you decide, if you get somebody that wants to pay you up front for the entire year, how you do that too, okay? So let's get to it. Let's get to it. I told you guys I was going to keep you guys under an hour today. We've got 100 spots that are going to be open for this. I'm going to make you guys a heck of a deal, but I know you're asking what's it going to cost, okay? So what's it going to cost to learn how to build a newsletter service offering that will take you 2 days to build and enable you to charge $99 per month for every client you sign up? How much is that per year per client? Well, you can do the math. But what's it going to cost you guys? So here's what we're doing. We're letting in 100 folks to avoid saturation on this. That's important to me. But I'm willing to let you guys in for a steal if you'll do me a favor. Can you guys do me a favor? You don't have to say yes yet because I've not told you what the favor is. But can you guys do me a favor? Here's the deal. In my advertorial that you guys are going to be getting inside of this, remember the advertorial that I'm going to be giving you guys to help sell this? Give me a yes if you remember that from just a couple slides ago. So inside of my advertorial, I tell my story of how this worked for me so that you guys can have help selling it, because it did work for me. here's what I'm asking you guys and why I'm going to give 100 of you a deal. Here's what I want you to do. I'm looking for more stories that we can use from the businesses that you help do this. So when you have a client that you're using this with and they're successful and you hear their story, maybe they're a restaurant, maybe they're a gym, maybe they're a chiropractor, maybe they're a dentist. What I would like for you to do in the next 6 months, I want you to think of me. I want you guys to hit me up, send me their story so that we can share that story back with each other for even some more diverse advertorials. Or can we be a group on this and help each other out? Is that cool? Is that fair? Awesome. Cool. And listen, I just like making this something that helps all of us. So we're letting 100 in. I'm going to give 100 of you a great deal on this. All I'm asking is when you go out and make this work and you have a specific story about how it helped them, get numbers for me, hit me back up and we'll get this done. So here's what we got. You're not going to pay 400, 500 bucks for this. That's not where we're going with this. I want you guys to help me get stories so we can make this even easier on me. I provide this service. Your stories help me sell the service too. So if you're one of the 100 that gets in right now, this is what we're going to be doing. If you go to adlabblog.com/newslettervip, Ashton, well, let's see, Ashton's not here. So Alicia, sorry, Alicia. Alicia's going to be popping this in the box for you guys right now. I'm so used to Ashton being here with me, but it's so good to have Alicia back here with me too. So Alicia's going to be popping this in the chat box for you guys right now, okay? So we're going to go to adlabblog.com, adlabblog.com. Make sure you guys get it, adlabblog.com/newsletter VIP. You should see that pop up in your chat right about now. And it came out twice because we both did it. You guys got it? So we're taking 100 folks in. You're going to get in today for a very, very good price. Okay, make sure you jump in now. We're doing 100 spots and 100 spots only. If you miss one of the 100 spots, I apologize. We cannot open it up at this time. I'm trying to make sure that we keep this between a few people. Now, one of the big things that I want to make sure you guys do, if you're new to me, how many of you, this is the first time that you've been on a webinar with me? I know there's always a few folks that have never been on a webinar with me. So here's the guarantee. I like making sure that what I do for you guys and what I help you guys with, that you have a guarantee so that you know, hey, you're protected. Take everything that we're going to do on this live course. We're doing this course next week. We're going to do this course together so I can actually answer your questions. If you get into this and you're like, you know, I don't think this is for me, this is tough, just contact my team within 30 days and we'll take care of you. By the way, when you get in, let me know in the chat that you're in. So here's the deal. We're only doing 100 spots. When those are sold, we're closing the offer. If you guys have questions, do me a favor. One question that came through right now is upsells. How many of you would like to know about the one upsell, or if you want to call it that, that I included? Who wants to know about it? Keith, it's in the group. It's pinned to the top in the group. Bradley, same question. So here's the thing. There is an upsell, which is rare for me. But you guys should know about it. How many of you guys, during the course of this call, realized that I'm already doing this service and I probably already have somebody writing this stuff for me? Who kind of figured that out? So here's the thing, guys. I have a team of writers that we pay a good amount of money for every single month to do this for 4 different niches. It's dental, it's chiropractic, it's gyms, and it's real estate agents. And they already write this stuff for me. And if you guys would like to take the newsletters that we have written for us every month, watch that video after you buy the initial course, and you can sign up and we'll write the newsletters for you. That's what the upsell is for those 4 niches. Sound good? Just thought I'd tell you guys what that is. For those of you that don't want to write these things, You can pretty much leverage our writers to do this. Now, the question is how much is that upsell? The upsell is $100 a month. So $100 a month, you're helping us pay our writers. Is that fair that we're group sourcing the writers? So the 4 niches in the done for you written are chiropractic, dental, real estate, and fitness centers, gyms. So what we're doing is I pay these folks good money to write good content. And they write it every month. And we'll provide that same content for your clients every month. All you got to do is sign up. And you're going to get a deal on it. Normally, I would charge a bit more for that, but if you jump in now, we'll give you a deal on it. Sound good? Sound good? Not yet, Jess, but we're willing to hear suggestions. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to take questions because I know we've got questions. Would you guys do me a favor? When you type a question in, type QQQ so that it sticks out over the other stuff. Hey, David, hit me up on the support desk and I'll take care of you on that, okay? Okay, let's see. Yeah, Michael says 1 client takes care of the upsell. I think it's a great service too. I work with chiros, but they are in the field of nutrition only. I don't know what your question is. Can we get the upsell later? Patrick, yes, you can get the upsell later, but it will be about 2 times as expensive. Does that make sense, buddy? We're just doing a deal today for our 100 folks that come in. So we're probably going to offer that service, Patrick, down the road as a standalone, but it will be 2 times as expensive. You guys are getting a deal for the early on and helping me pay for it early on. Just making sure you guys understand. You guys are helping me sort of cover costs because we spend a lot on content, obviously. There you go. So let's see what else we got. Let's see. What do we get each month? Scott, great question. So Scott, if you sign up for the upsell, which is the done for you stuff, if you sign up for that, we send you all 4 of the niches every month. So you get 1 article for all 4 of the niches. And Scott, if you watch that video, it tells you that about the 20th of every month, we send you the next month's stuff so that you're ready to work for your clients that next month. Okay, let's see here. What else we got? Mona, if you jump into the AdLab group, you should see it pinned to the top of the page. What else we got? I'm looking for QQQs. Let's see here. No, Katie, it does not on that. No payment plans on this one, sorry. We kept it pretty low, so I don't think we can do payment plans. Like I said, I'm looking for QQQs. If you didn't put QQQ in front of your question, make sure you do. That helps me see them, okay? All right, good stuff. Oh, great question. For those of you that sign up for the monthly newsletter service, when does it get delivered? So here's what we're doing. After the initial immersion session that we're going to be doing with each other next Tuesday, we're going to do a special immersion session for all of the folks that signed up for the monthly newsletter service. And with that monthly newsletter service, I'm going to teach you guys how it works even more in depth, and you guys get your first month, which is set up for October. Make sense? No, AdLab stuff does not apply to the upsell, and that's because it's a service that we have to make sure we keep it, we can afford it. It's expensive to hire those writers. Let's see what we got. How do you make sure the customer gets the email and it doesn't go to spam? You don't. Sometimes it's going to go to spam. You just do your best. You go with the best autoresponders. You do your best. These are not spammy emails, so you should be pretty set with that. Can you repeat the niches available? If you buy through the main course, it will tell you on the video. Okay, let's see here. Rob, yeah, contact our help desk and they'll take care of you, buddy. Is there a training on how to write the newsletters? Yes, Mark, when you buy the local business newsletter main course, the course that if you go to adlabblog.com/newslettervip, when you go there, I teach you how to do this all yourself. Okay, so you don't have to get us to hide. That's the upsell. That's the additional thing. You don't have to go in and do it, but there you go. Okay. Let's see here. Aren't there other newsletter services offered by Kairos, by the National Chiro Marketing Agencies? Yep, there are. Go read some of their content that they put out. You're not going to have a tough time convincing chiropractors that you do a better job than the services they may already be using. Trust me. All right, I'm going to keep going. Let's see. I'm driving and could not find the discount code. It must be an ad labber. We'll take care of you, Jennifer. Let's see. Billy, contact our support desk on that. Let's see what else we got. Why did you pick monthly instead of weekly newsletters? Because I don't want to write that much. Is that a good enough answer? I hope that makes sense. I don't want to write that much, and monthly works pretty well. Remember, I am wanting to scale into a different service. Okay, ad labbers, check the pin post in the group. That's keeps coming up. This is only for businesses that have an email list. Yep. What do you do when the clients request to add some of their own content? They can. Typically what I do, Al, is I give them access to their autoresponder and say, hey, if you want to write the emails, something to your list, write it. I set this up for you, go write it. Our stuff is pretty much, that's what you're buying from us is pre-done. Okay? How do you make sure the customer gets the email? Okay, I already answered that one. Let's see, what else we got? Do you typically use your own autoresponder? No, I set one up for the client. Do we get charged for the monthly newsletter immediately? Yeah, you get charged right away, but you'll get that delivered next week, the first one. So there you go. Okay, is the training all in one session? Sandra, yes. If you buy the upsell, there's another training for that right after, but I'm going to teach you all of this stuff in one session. Okay, good question. Okay. Melanie, my niches are construction industry, coaching, financial guys. Yes. Melanie, I would not sign up for the done for you because that doesn't apply to your stuff, but this training will show you how to apply it to any of the local niches out there, okay? How easy is it to edit the newsletters for a different niche? You could probably pull it off pretty easily. Are there any advertorials for other niches as well? Chris, it's set up as a chiropractor, but that chiropractor advertorial is not set up to just be aimed at chiropractors. You can use the same story to sell to all kinds of folks. Trust me on that. Cameron, are you talking about our done for you service? Cameron says, do you repeat newsletters each year? Cameron, no. What I typically do is I write 12 different newsletters per year per niche. Okay, so I always have a new set of newsletters for the next year. Okay. Terry, hey, I did a lot of donut drops for local dentists. I'm only working with one. That sounds like a great thing to go back to the others. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, I'll teach you how to go back in. That's sort of the same sort of thing, so that's good. You pay for the upsell right away. So Manjeet, you're going to pay for the content for October, but you got to keep in mind, if you're using this for your clients in October, I better give it to you now. So next Tuesday, I'm going to give you guys the first one for the October newsletter. We always work a month ahead with newsletters so that you all have plenty of time to put it in and get it ready for your client. What autoresponder do you use? Active Campaign. Super easy to use, super easy to set up automations. Let's see here. Would the content of the monthly newsletter apply to the 4 niches in Canada as well? Yeah. Let's see, Scotty. I don't know that it's probably not going to be available next week because we're only doing 100 copies. So let's see here what else we got. Yeah, Jason, that can be used for whole agency. Let's see what else we got, guys. Yeah, Sandra, the newsletter service gives the content and the subject line. Okay, good stuff. Paramore, the newsletter service, we just charge $100 a month. Same as if you had one client. Okay, what else we got? I'm trying to get to questions, guys. You guys have so many questions. I'm doing my best. Ben, doesn't a client want to be able to give input on the content we're sending out? Marcel, keep it limited. No, don't open yourself to letting a client edit a bunch of stuff. If they don't want to do that, move on to someone else. Keep it simple on yourself, okay? How do I get clients? We're going to teach that in the training. How many of you would like for me to go over again what we're offering inside? Do I need to do that, or are you guys good? One more time? One more time? Okay, real quick, I won't do this. Real quick, let's jump in. Here's what we got. Part one, I'm gonna teach you how to find the easiest clients to work with and sign up, okay? So we'll do that easy. After that, I'm gonna show you how to write the newsletters. I'm gonna give you a template to do it. I'm gonna show you how to do this so that they keep paying you because you're getting them results. Part three, I'll show you how to set up the autoresponder. I'll actually show you the tech part of this, okay? So all of how to do it every single month. Part four, I'm gonna give you the print advertorial to help you go out and get clients. Part five, I'm gonna give you the online advertorial so you can go out and get clients. Super easy, and the Facebook ad to go with it. Then I'm gonna show you how to set up payments, do upsells, that kind of thing, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Guys, I'm getting to your questions. I don't know where, I'm talking to you guys. I don't know where we're at in the sales. It was auto shut itself down when we hit 100. So I don't know where we're at on that just yet, but I'll check it in a bit. My support email address, David, is drbenhelp.com. And I'll have Alicia put that into the chat for you guys. Jump in now, guys. This is going to go fast because this is going to be something that a lot of people are going to be interested in. You want to get in before we send out the email to the folks that didn't show up, okay? So make sure you jump in on this before we send it out to the folks that didn't show up before we get off the webinar today, okay? Yeah, Theodore, I actually log in. We set up their email service typically, and then we have the login to log in and set it for them, okay? Let's see here. Dylan, as a chiro, wouldn't we make money to cover it anyway, just with your own office? Yeah, if you're a chiropractor, it's pretty much a no-brainer. Yeah, for my ad labbers, if you're on mobile, you have to click view pin post inside of ad lab to see the pin post. Let's see. Bradley, Bradley's asking about the upsell. Are those delivered in some sort of template? So Bradley, yeah, we deliver the text, but in the main training, Bradley, I'm going to show you how to put them into a nice, pretty template every time, okay? And then this becomes a very easy rinse and repeat type process. Baron, you can hit up our support desk on that or just jump in the group. What's your close rate typically? Hey, Dustin, what's up, man? Dustin, typically with this, when I actually go into an office, I've already pretty much nailed them down as an ideal candidate, and it's pretty high. But what's so nice, Dustin, is not a lot of face-to-face combat because I'm usually just dropping off an advertorial and then checking back soon, okay? So it's pretty high. But, you know, that's me. I don't know how everybody else would be. Let's see here. Melanie, so you're only covering 4 niches right now. Will you recommend people, places that you can get other niches from? Sure, I'll show you places that you can go get writers. It'll cost you a little more, obviously, but that's okay. I'll definitely do that if you'd like it. What else we got? So, Chris, it's a live training, but as soon as the live training's over next week, I'll have this cut up into a course so that you can always go back and reference it, okay? So I'll make sure the replay goes in and you guys can go back and it'll be cut up in a way that's easy to go through. Yep, I use ActiveCampaign most of the time. How do you explain that they will have to pay for the autoresponder? I say, this is what it costs me to write. If you don't have your autoresponder set up, this is what it's going to cost you to run the autoresponder. You can pay for it here. Pretty simple. Let's see. Can we apply the training to help us write for B2B businesses? I guess. I don't do a whole lot of that. So Scott, typically what I do, Scott, is when I have them sign up, if they don't have an autoresponder, I recommend one, and I tell them this is where you need to sign up, and I show them how to put their patients in too, or their clients, whatever the business lends itself to. We're charging for content. Keep that in mind. Content and to program the email so they don't have to think about it. Okay? Denise says, do you charge us $100 per month per client we have to write for us? No. Denise, we're writing those 4 niches. You pay us $100 every single month. You get each of those 4, and that's chiropractors, dentists, real estate agents, and gyms. You get each of those 4. If you have 100 clients, you still just pay us $100. I want it to be easy on you guys. I'm not trying to make a mint with that. I'm just trying. You guys are helping me crowdsource the payments that we charge. Like, we have good writers, right? We have really good writers. So I want to make sure that we can afford that, and we can get more writers if we need to, and that helps us cover that cost. Mark, is there a membership site where this trading will be? Yeah. So when we're done, Mark, we're going to auto add you into it. So after next Tuesday, you'll get a link to the call, everything there. But after that, we'll make sure we get you inside the members area with the replays. Okay. Do you use plain text? Yes, we use plain text because in our testing across the board for multiple industries, plain text works the best. Can we add the upsell offer at a later time? And yes, but it's going to cost you about 2 times as much. I'm giving you guys a deal to start out. All right, what else we got? Essentially, you could probably write your own newsletter, yes, after I show you how to do it, absolutely, or hire someone like Fiverr. Do not hire someone from Fiverr to write newsletters for your client. It is going to be the most frustrating thing. Now, I can recommend where to go hire people. Do not get content from Fiverr. There's a lot of things I do buy from Fiverr. Good content for a newsletter for my clients is not one of them. Okay, I'm just trying to save you a lot of heartache out of the gate. Okay, I just don't want you to have to deal with issues. Okay, yep, Hal, you got it. Okay, I'm still going. I still got so many questions. You guys are asking so much good stuff. Hey, do me a favor. If you're in, tell me you're in and that you're excited, and I'll get to that in just a second. I'm really pumped. Mike, with your question, hit up our support desk with that, okay? Patrick, yes, hit up the support desk. They'll take care of you there. Let's see. Oh, cool, Melody, yeah. Can you give an example of what a typical newsletter's content is? Yes, I will give an example of that inside of the course. So you'll see that. Let's see what else we got. Do you have clients sign up for ActiveCampaign? Yeah, so Mark, typically you'll say, don't let clients sign up for their own stuff because you lose control. Well, it's their list, so you kind of have to give up a little control there. You can't sign up, have them upload their stuff, and if they quit paying you, shut them off. So we have them sign up for that. It's just logistics on that. All right, regarding autoresponders, do the clients pay? Yes, okay, I think we got that. Do you have a different autoresponder account for each client? Yes. Awesome, Melanie, I love that. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what we got here. I'm trying to get back to my QQQs. If I've missed it, let me know. Client pays for the autoresponder. Yes. Hang on, I'm getting to them, guys. There's so many questions. I have never seen this entire year. Of course, I've seen this before. We've done a lot of webinars, but this is the most questions I've seen all year on a webinar that we've done. So thank you. I appreciate it. That means that you guys are excited about this. So give me just a second and I will get to your question. I promise. I am not leaving this call until I get your question answered, okay? So I'll make sure I get that. Just make sure you have QQQ in the box and we'll get you guys taken care of, okay? So hang loose, I'm coming. I'm coming for your question. Ellie, hey Ellie, how are you? In the main course, you give us a template on how to write the newsletters. Yes, I do. I do. Chris, what plan in ActiveCampaign? Chris, I typically start at the lowest plan. Okay? Keep it simple. Question from Scott. Does the $99.97 per month charge to the client include autoresponder cost? No. How many clients newsletters do you do this for? Are you talking about me personally? I have several. Does the done for you content apply to the UK market? Yeah, I think it does. If not, some very small modifications work. But it gets you 90% of the way there, even if you have to make a few small modifications. And keep in mind, you got plenty of time because we deliver this on the 20th of the month before. Okay. If everyone's sending the same content newsletters, does this affect deliverability rates? No, not at all. Signing up and won't go through. Is there, okay, Michael, hit up our support desk if you're having trouble, okay? I'm in, can't wait to offer this to my Cairo donut prospects, love it. Is it possible to charge more for this? Abso-freaking-lutely. I just set this up in a way that made it super easy for you, okay? Because you got to keep in mind, I'm not trying to make a ton of money from this service. I'm trying to get clients so I can pitch them something else down the road. But you can, this could absolutely be $200-300 a month with the value you're providing. Let's see, is there an option to send out a printed copy of the newsletter? Without much effort, Donna, you could absolutely do that. Is there a membership site? There will be. Let's see. The upsell, where we're doing the done for you, that is recurring every month because we're paying writers every month. Hopefully that makes sense. What else we got? Dylan, on your question, Dylan, about the cards, do me a favor and hit up our support desk and they'll hook you up, okay? What else we got? Sadiqa, I will be giving you an example in the main course because when I'm teaching you the template, I'll give you an example of one of the newsletters so you can sort of see how it works, okay? What if they're using a different autoresponder? You guys are pretty tech savvy, just log in and use that one. Don't make it hard on them, okay? Will you email the details of how to get cranking? Yeah, so Dylan, we're going to do Tuesday. And trust me, I hate that you have to wait till Tuesday to hang out with me and learn this, but I promise I'll make it worth your wait, okay? I wanna make sure I'm there live with you answering questions. With something like this, it's important because there's things that if I would have just cut a course, I would have missed those questions and you still would have had those questions. So live, we get to actually build the course together. I mean, I've got it ready, but the questions always seem to shape our courses in a way that's better than what I would have even planned. So that's why it's important. I want to make sure I help you hit the ground running the right way, okay? Let's see what else we got. Will our clients be allowed to reuse the newsletters as blog posts? Not on this round. Not on this round, okay? We may offer something like that down the road if you'd like, Scott, that's stuff formatted for blog posts. The thing about these newsletters, Scott, is they're not going to be real great for blog posts. And I would hate for someone, that's why we're not even offering the rights for it to be turned into that. I'd hate for someone to sell that because it's not going to get results, okay? Mike, on your question, is it possible to work for me? Hit up our support desk. I have no idea what we might have open at the moment. Katie, what's up? Katie, I'm in. What do you think if I set up the autoresponder and upload a client's patient list, handle everything and charge a flat fee? Then ask them to pay for the autoresponder separately. It's up to you. You can charge however you want to. Let's see what else we got. Can you use a different autoresponder than ActiveCampaign? Of course, Keith. Use whatever you want. I'm showing ActiveCampaign, but you can use whatever you want this is so easy. It's not like you have to do anything really technical. So anything you guys want to use autoresponder is going to be a lot better than what we've got, okay? Do you charge monthly or upfront? I do a little bit of both. And when I say upfront, I charge a yearly. I don't ever do just a one-time flat fee. And will you be writing content for more branches, for more niches in the near future? We're looking for requests, and we are only taking requests for people that sign up. So hopefully that we've got that. Do you give us a Facebook ad template to run to the advertorial? Yes, Scotty, I do. Okay, what else we got? Do all the newsletters go out on the same date each month? So Rick, we will send you guys the newsletters for the next month on the 20th, and yes, you'll get those at the same time. So what's going to happen this next week is we're going to do a live call, and I give you the first 4 right away. Okay, let's see. Michelle, do you do any other email send outs? Yes, for an additional fee. I will do, additional email marketing for an additional fee. This is just sort of the intro package, but that's good. That's what it's about, right? So the client has to give us their autoresponder username and password. Yep. Do you have the training for building a client's email list so we can add even more value and results for them? Manjeet, when a patient comes to the door, put it on your intake form. When somebody comes through the door of your restaurant, have a place where they can get a free meal or a free piece of cake for an email address. It's not hard in local businesses to build a list. Let's see here. In the newsletters, no images, logos, or templates. Very minimal on that stuff, guys. Keep it text, keep it simple. You guys, how did you get to this? How did you guys get to this webinar? Yeah, text-based. Okay, let's see here. I think I've almost got it. Is this similar to Scriptdoll? No, this is human beings writing content. Teaching you guys how to write the content. If you sign up for the upgrade, you're gonna have real people writing this stuff for you every single month. That we've paid an exorbitant amount of money to write good content. Chris, I do both. Listen, guys, why do you think we pay our writers more than the average bear? The writers that we have writing the chiropractic, the dental, the real estate, and the gym monthly content, why do you think that we pay them a little more than maybe most people would? Because we want good content. And because I pay more for good content, you guys get better content. So hopefully that works. By the way, last chance, I'm about to jump off. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you missed 100 spots, I'm not real sure when we're going to open this back up again, if we will. I'm going to see how this first one goes. So there you go. Sandra, yes, you absolutely control when the client's stuff starts. Okay. Ben, will this service continue year after year? Yep. As long as we have clients, we're going to do it. And I don't mean you guys as clients. I mean, as long as I have clients that I have to write this stuff for. And if you wonder how I got those 4 niches, well, take a guess. As long as I have the clients to write it for, I'm going to be paying this person to write this content, whether you pay me for the privilege of using the content or not. So they're doing me a service because I don't have to write this content for my clients every month. I just figured I would extend that to you guys because it would help you guys out. Yeah, how they can do either. Awesome, guys. Guys, last chance, adlabblog.com/newsletter. Get in now. And let me tell you, this is something that if you are a hard worker, you're not lazy, you don't mind getting out there and getting in front of businesses, this is something that can absolutely turn into a full-time gig for you. And it's absolutely a good door opener for any of the services that you provide. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Last chance, adlabblog.com/newsletter VIP. I will see you guys on the live training next week. I am excited to jump in there with you, to mix it up, to show you how this works. For those of you that signed up, congratulations for being one of the 100 that gets in. For those of you that signed up for the Done For You newsletters, well, congrats. We just did all the hard work for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the call today. I always freaking love to spend my Fridays with you guys before I head into the weekend. Take care of yourself. For those of you that got up early, got up later, you got up at the same time that I'm here, what my time is, and you're here. I really value you guys taking time out of your day, about an hour and a half to come hang with me. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. So on behalf of everybody here at Fearless Social Ad Lab, thanks, guys. For those of you that are in, congratulations. For those of you that are not in yet, it looks like from what it's being sent, you got a couple of spots left. Jump in. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next week. on the premium call where we're going to go through everything. All right, guys, be good. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you soon.